Now, you might think this is crazy to do my top 10 favorite films of 2016 when there's still a couple weeks left of 2016. Reason being is because after seeing Rogue One, my movie list is pretty much timed out. You know, it's pretty much stopped where it is. And I have pretty much seen all the movies I wanted to see this year. Assassin's Creed is a movie I want to see, but it's not, like, need to see. It's not on my, like, must-see. So, yeah. This is where Rogue One is kind of the stopping point. But anyway, so as always with these top 10 lists, this is just my personal opinion. If you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. This is just my personal opinion. And yeah, if you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. It's just how I like these movies. And keep in mind, yeah, as always, I didn't see every single movie of 2016. I didn't see every single movie, so forgive me on that one. But yeah, this is going to be the first half, and we're going to kick things off starting at number 10 with The Jungle Book. Now, admittedly, I was not hyped for this movie. I was in no way hyped for this film because, well, it was a live-action remake of an animated film that I personally love. I love the animated Jungle Book film, and I was just kind of like, after Maleficent, and I wasn't feeling Cinderella all that much. I know that one's a mixed bag, but Maleficent I was just not feeling at all, and I was just not. And then I saw it. Oh my god! Not only is it visually stunning, but everyone gives a great performance in there. It actually adds more to the story and the original novel. It's a great film. I think, after seeing all this and the performances, especially by like Idris Elba as Shere Khan and Bill Murray's Baloo, it's Bill Murray. Like, for the past few years, like, Bill Murray just seems like he just doesn't try. This one, it's like, this is classic Bill Murray as Baloo. Ben Kingsley as Bagheera. The actor, Neil Sethi, I think that's his name. I think that's his name. I could be wrong. He was great as Mowgli. Everyone in here gave a great performance, and yeah, I'm actually excited to see what Jon Favreau does with his Lion King film. So yeah, at number 10, The Jungle Book. Now moving on to number 10. Number 10 is another Disney film, Zootopia. You're probably wondering, well, why isn't Zootopia higher? Mostly because, this was a really hard list, guys. This was a really hard fucking list to do. I'm not joking. Like, yeah, there were some really bad movies this year, but yeah, there were some also really good films. And this movie really surprised me. The storytelling in here was great. The main characters of Judy and Nick are awesome. The whole world and kind of mythos around Zootopia is really interesting, and I want to see more done with it in that universe. I'm hoping that, I think it's confirmed that we are getting Zootopia 2, but still, I would love to see more of this. And yeah, the one reason why it's not higher on the list is A, because I saw a lot of really damn good movies this year, and B, the racism theme kind of gets beaten over your head a little. I think, like, that's the thing that didn't make it go higher. And it was higher on my list until I saw another animated film this year. You probably know what I'm talking about, too, because I gushed over it a little while ago. We'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, the themes of racism kind of got beaten into your head. But it was still a good film, regardless. I mean, it's on my top 10, so yeah. Of course it's going to be up there on the list. And it would have been higher had it not been for another film. So let's move on to number 8. Number 8 is Deadpool. Now, in no way was I excited for this film. It was cool to see, but at the same time I was like, yeah, Deadpool movie, alright, cool. Alright. And then I saw the movie, and I was blown away of how, and it may be because of how just Ryan Reynolds was meant to play Wade Wilson, and it's just a major callback to everything of the, like, Joe Kelly and, the Joe Kelly run, and a lot of the 90s and early 2000s era Deadpool run. I really enjoyed this, and this was a film I was in, like, oh, if I see it, that'd be cool, but still, this movie had a lot to prove because it was a superhero film from Fox, which had just gotten back on its track record with Days of Future Past, but it was also an R-rated film. It could have easily just been a lot of fart jokes, and there is some fart jokes in there, but there is some really great dialogue, and maybe it's from the delivery of the cast, but still, I feel like, this lives. If you are a major Deadpool fan, you are more than likely satisfied with this film. And, yeah, this movie, I was in no way excited for this movie. Like, I had moderate expectations of this film. I went to go see it. Oh my god, I died laughing multiple times in this film. There's some great action in here. And, yeah, kudos, Deadpool. I know there have been other R-rated superhero films in the past, like Blade and Watchmen, but those never really got as hyped or, made a lot of money. But when you think about it, yeah, Deadpool really kicked open the doors for new possibilities of doing R-rated superhero films and showing that they can do good. Not saying that there hadn't been any in the past, because obviously there were, with, like I said, Watchmen, Blade, and a few others, but even Sin City. But yeah, none of them made as much as Deadpool did. And and again, Logan, if Deadpool did not succeed the way it did, I guarantee you that Logan would be PG-13. The next X-Men movie, Logan, would be PG-13. But yeah, we're finally getting a Wolverine movie where we get to see Wolverine be Wolverine all the way. And what I mean is all the way, like, disembowel people and shit. So, yeah, and it opens up the possibility for new R-rated content with superhero films. So, yeah. Number 8, Deadpool. So, let's move on now to, number 7. Number 7, oh boy. And that movie is Kubo and the Two Strings. Yes, the newest film from Laika. I talked a lot about this in my review for Kubo. What I love about Kubo, and this is what I love about stop motion, is even though it's a dying art, and I'm always scared that Laika may be shut down, this film proves how much you can do with stop motion and minimal CGI, like little to nothing. This film has it's so beautiful to look at. The atmosphere and the music is so great. The characters and the story behind Kubo is really awesome, and the action sequences. Not only are they good, but when you add to the fact that they were all stop motion, someone had to do a stop motion fight between, these characters, and, had to do all of this by hand, it really adds more to that, adds more of that story, I feel like. So, yeah, and I've always been a fan of stop motion, so, and again, as much as I love Zootopia, I really thought about it, I was like, man, Kubo really, Zootopia had balls, but I feel like Kubo took some, especially at that ending, I really felt like it did, it went the extra mile for me. Not just in animation, but in storytelling, everything behind it. So, yeah, Kubo and the Two Strings. I was just really, really excited for this film, and it didn't, I really loved it, and I really feel bad that it was so underrated. But anyway, so there you go. Number 7, Kubo and the Two Strings. Now moving on to number 6. And my number 6 is Captain America, Civil War. Yep, Captain America, Civil War. Now this was the movie I was probably most hyped right behind Rogue One. And probably even more so than Rogue One. But Captain America, Civil War was a movie I had really high expectations for. Granted, as I look back on the film, there are some things I didn't like about it. I look back and there are some things I was like, I don't know about that. And it was, like, really high on the list for the longest time, but after several more films and the more I thought about it, I was like, it kind of bumped down for me in a few places. But having said that, 6th place in a movie, in top 10 favorite movies is still pretty good standing. This movie was, it had such a great ensemble cast, the action sequences are amazing, and there's some great, heartfelt moments between them. And I thought it was an excellent way to bring in Black Panther and Spider-Man. Finally seeing these characters interact with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe was nothing short of, totally spectacular, in my opinion. I felt like this film, this franchise, and seeing more what they can do in in Avengers Infinity War is going to be interesting, to say the least. That is going to be something to behold when we see that. It's a great story and a great ending chapter for Captain America. It's a great story, this is the final Captain America movie, and I feel like, you know, it was a great way to send off Steve and his trilogy. I felt like this is a great Marvel, regardless of the little minor nitpicks I have for it. I still feel like the entire Captain America movies, First Avenger, Winter Soldier, now Civil War, are all, excellent Captain America movies. This is a great superhero trilogy, in my opinion. So, yeah. And again, it would have been higher had it not been for the few little flaws I felt like it had. And, the other, there were 5 other... This is like I said, guys, this was a tough fucking list, because there were so many movies I saw this year that made me go, oh, I love that movie. I love that movie, too. I really love that movie. And granted, there were some movies that I had expectations for, and they didn't exactly reach that. So, yeah. Anyway, so those are, the first half of my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. As always, guys, like I said earlier in the video, this is just my personal opinion. This is just my top 10. I'm not saying these are the top 10 films, and if you don't like it, brrr, me personally, these are just my personal favorite films. These are just, my personal films that I enjoyed in the year of 2016. So, this is just my personal opinion. If you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, or not at all on the list, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. But yeah, regardless, I hope you all have been enjoying this list so far, and stay tuned, because of course, we're going to move on to the top 5 of my top 10 favorite films of 2016. But in the meantime, just comment below, let me know, what have been your top 10 films of 2016? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.